to start. It's 7:31 and the streaming is started for YouTube. So at the beginning, we have the approval of the August minutes. Could I have a motion to approve or amend those?
Here,
Well,
here.
I was questioning about whether they should be amended, but if we reviewed it during this meeting, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we will discuss that. So how about we just add that conversation later? We need a motion from somebody who was at the meeting to approve.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
All in favor? Okay.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. So do we have public comment? I don't think there's anyone here from the public, right? Right, okay. Loretta, why don't you go right from the treasurer's report into the sculpture park, okay?
Okay. So the treasurer's report, we still have our full $3,500 balance available. We haven't had any spend. If you guys have any receipts for expenditures, if you send them in, then I can submit them. The sculpture park, I presented during the September 8th meeting. I know that Catherine was on the call also, and Sue was on the call.
Board of Selectmen meeting.
Board of Selectmen meeting, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Board of Selectmen meeting, and I think it went well. They wanted us to get a little bit more public comment, so we're scheduled to be on the agenda for the October 5th meeting. And since then, we're going to be included in a newsletter, the Selectmen's Spotlight, that will be issued on the September 30th, October 1st timeframe, which I wrote a blurb and it just kind of tells people what we're doing. When I submitted that 2 weeks ago, they put that on the town website. So it's been on the front page of the town website, and there supposedly was some email that got blasted to everybody. I'm not sure who was on that email. I did not get an email myself, so I don't know up for that email or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will forward that to you. I forgot that you said you didn't see it. So it was just you wrote, but I'll forward that to you after the
Right,
meeting.
but what medium was that? I mean, I feel like I'm in all the town stuff and somehow I missed this email blast, but I don't know.
Perhaps, Sue, you could answer that?
Honestly, I didn't receive it either. And I don't know. I just know as of last Monday, we had our coffee with the selectmen. Steve had said that he had gotten 2 responses at that point. So I'm hoping that the blast went out after that. Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely want more than 2 responses. I will follow up with Steve now.
Right.
If I get an answer during your meeting, I'll let you know.
We've had other input, so this isn't the only exposure to the town people about it. So,
Yeah. The email came from Ginny, and I occasionally get emails from her that are from the town. So maybe if you could ask him where'd that distribution list come from? I'm surprised that you didn't get it either. Carmel's coming in.
At the October 5th meeting, then we'll discuss the selectmen will have more of a comfort level as to what more of the people in town have been exposed. They just didn't want people to suddenly see a sculpture there and say, where'd that come from? So it kind of was describing what our process was and what we'd selected. And I think it's all fine and dandy. We just have to get there so we can move on to our next step. So
I don't see
out how to get.
Yeah, I don't see it on the news section of the town website. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on the
When we go
website.
right into the town website on the home, there's kind of,
The
there's
right-hand
probably something
side.
that says boats, and then if you go down the ribbon a little bit,
Okay, okay,
there's
that's
a
fine.
picture of
I'll
our
find it.
sculpture and a paragraph that
Okay, thanks. I'll find it.
okay, but otherwise it's going to be in the Selectmen's Spotlight that comes out later this week.
And where would you find that? You go on the town
It's
website,
emailed
to find it?
It gets emailed to me, but I know it's also on the town website. Under the Selectmen's office. Everything on the town website, I know, Sue, you work for the town. It's very difficult to find. Like,
It is. It's not a friendly website. No, I have to totally
Catherine and
agree.
I discussed about seeing I had a question about the minutes from last month's meeting, and she said, well, suggest I go look at them. And finally, you told me where it was, but then it was a dead link. It doesn't.
Well, not to include, and I apologize to Dan. Dan I already asked him before the meeting if something could be put on the cover page of the website, because if you go on the left-hand side, it says board meetings, and then you scroll down. But a lot of people don't know that, and sometimes I'm told.
Once you told me where it was, that it was in the body of the minutes from the meeting, that makes perfect sense. Now that I know, but you see, I went to that, and the link for our meeting for last month doesn't work. So I went to a previous month link didn't work. So I could see the July meeting. I just couldn't see the August meeting. And I mean, I don't have hours to sit around looking at the silly website for the town. I mean, I decided I have a minute. I went and I tried to find it, and I came out, and I did it a couple of times today, and it was a waste of time. So
I understand. Yep.
that's why the minutes to me are important, because I missed the last meeting and I was trying to catch up on the minutes.
Yeah, I found the announcement. It's right on the front page. It's a good announcement. I like the link to the additional information. So I think that's great.
Okay. So that's all we have.
Okay. I agree with you. August minutes are not there. And I remember saying to Jillian that they weren't there, and she said, I don't know why, I sent them in. So then I went back and they were there, but now they're not again. So something's going on there.
But the link to the was not there. Didn't work.
I can put that on.
I thought I saw them.
They were, and now they're not. So I don't know why, but I'll have to look at that. We have somebody, and I'm not trying to point fingers, but there's a new person adding things, and I don't know if it's that. I don't know if I did it, but anyway, I will put the August minutes on. Okay, so that's good. So that if we get the okay at the Board of Selectmen meeting, then we can start the process of fundraising. I did send to the subcommittee yesterday or the day before all the documents that Marion had from the horse sculpture. So it gives you a good idea of how you go about. And they had a festival, which I'm not sure we would do that. Like the town would probably do that, because it's not just the sculpture, it's the phase 3 opening, but we can hop on board for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of good information with that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was thinking if the rest of, I probably should forward that to the rest of the Arts Commission, right?
Yes, I agree.
All right, I will do that after the meeting.
I said she can't, I don't think she could hear us.
Yes, we can hear you, Marion. What's
Okay,
up?
I agree. Everybody needs to just
Yeah.
think about what the enormity of their project was and see where do we want to go with ours.
Right. And what else was I going to send everyone? Oh, I was going to, I'll copy and paste the email blast that Ginny sent out. And I'll send that along with that.
By the way, I have found the August minutes on the town website. It takes just a little bit of non-intuitive searching, but it is there. It says received September 2nd, stamped by Andrea De Stefan.
Right, but if you go to the link on the top that says want to see it on the Zoom meeting on YouTube, that is a dead link.
Oh, that may be. That may
That
well
doesn't
be.
work.
You can find it on the website with a bit of searching if that's something you need to do, Lorena.
Oh, that's funny. Maybe it's because I'm looking on my iPad, but I don't see them. Okay, that's good to know.
Well, in the chat, Dan said he just republished, so that could be why.
Oh, okay, good.
You need to refresh, Catherine, if you're trying to get
Okay.
into it.
Oh,
Chat.
hmm,
Where's the chat?
no, I'll do it later. Okay.
To the end of fundraising for this thing, Bridget and I are going to attend a meeting sponsored by Johanna Hayes's office about federal and state arts and humanities grants tomorrow at 2.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Just FYI,
Tomorrow at what time?
2:30.
Good. Thanks.
2:30. Okay.
Good.
I knew I signed up, but
Okay. All right. Back to the agenda. Let's see. Agenda. Anyone have the agenda in front of them? Because I was looking on the town.
art exhibits.
Okay, art exhibit. Sue, the town hall is still not officially open, am I right?
You are right, but we did have a date.
Okay,
Ah.
that's good.
Good.
Yes, it is. It's coming up. In fact, Steve had said last Monday, and I'll get the date for you. Steve had said last Monday that if he was going to reach out to chairman and if groups wanted to start meeting in the town hall, they could start thinking about that. He's thinking the Board of Selectmen might meet in town hall in November. So only if anyone's comfortable, and you'd still have to be 6 feet apart, but that's the,
But if you meet in town hall, you would still have the Zoom, right? So that people who are not comfortable.
that was a question that I had brought up and no one really had an answer. If Dan is here, I think Dan was a part of that meeting. I don't know if he has an answer for us.
Poor Dan.
Yeah, we still
Is he
have to sit down and
listening? I don't
discuss this
know.
A little bit.
They
It
asked
is
for
something that I'm hoping to have the ability to do like a hybrid meeting where there are people in the room
right here.
and the Zoom online. I currently have room 209 upstairs set up for that, but because of the size of that room, it could hold 20 people on a normal day. So with us doing social distancing and everything, we're at 10 people in that room, which is basically one board with no public. So we're looking at ways to get the bigger room in 133 to work the same way for hybrid meetings.
And 135, can you do or not? No, probably
135,
not.
I don't have a projector or anything in there, so it'll be basically just meetings that don't need the screens or as much for interaction. Just
and
because
we
you want
don't.
to be able to see on the Zoom meetings, like seeing each other. We're looking at ways to get that to work right.
Okay. We don't need this because ever since we started this, nobody has joined us. And I think if anyone had an issue like with the sculpture or anything, they would probably just send an email and we could read it at the meeting.
Yeah, so for meetings like that, we'll definitely be able to work with you. I mean, like Sue said, we do need to sit down the boards and the administration to figure it out. But we are looking at ways to make it so you can at least have as many board members as are comfortable in the room and a conference phone or some other way for people to communicate for the public side.
That's just speaking.
Yeah. I found the date. It's October 8th that they're anticipating opening up the town hall.
And Sue, will that mean that members of the public will be able to come in without appointments?
They're still encouraging appointments. And if you could walk in, but if someone who had called and had an appointment, they will take someone ahead of time. So let's say if they had someone with an appointment at 8 and 8:30 and 9 o'clock and you showed up, those slots are going to be taken first and you may have to wait. So they're definitely encouraging making an appointment. The exception is going to be the town clerk's office where they're not going to allow anyone to come in because they feel that they're just going to be so busy. They're anticipating 8,000 absentee ballots.
Mhm.
So that's, yeah. If you need to talk to someone there, you can still call them, but they just are not opening up the office itself.
Well, I'm asking on the point of wanting to have the current exhibit accessible for a certain period. And
Mhm.
if the public aren't in fact going to be able to come in starting October 8th, then that period wouldn't have yet started.
But I think that that wouldn't need an appointment. I mean, can't you just say, I'm looking at the artwork? If people are wearing a mask and they look at the artwork, I mean, when I think of, it's a public building like schools are, which have 300 people in them. You know,
Yeah, it's kind of surprising the town hall's not more open, but it's, I guess
Right.
that's what they're comfortable with.
Right.
Well,
And
what
there'll still be someone at the front door letting people in.
Okay, no,
checking.
that's fine. You know, what I want to be able to do is to know when the 6-week clock definitely starts, so that, you know, then we can let the people whose art is there know, and then we can plan for the succeeding exhibits with some greater certainty.
Right.
So if I can take October the 8th as the point that it starts, great. If not, please let us know if it's different.
Okay.
and I think
Yeah.
that if we could have like a phone number that somebody can just call and, I mean, I don't want to bother the town clerk, maybe Ginny. I don't want to like give somebody extra work, but if somebody could just say, I'm just coming here to look at the exhibit, who do they call to make an appointment?
I think for that, because you're not going to actually need to see anyone or talk to anyone, you
Mhm.
should be able to just walk into the building.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Okay,
Okay,
that makes sense. And then therefore I'll start the clock at October 8th. That's great. Thank you. That's
okay,
useful.
thanks. That's good, thanks.
And I'm waiting to hear back from Ricky and Cindy, because I sent them an email mentally starting the clock at October 8th
Ah.
and saying that puts the senior center up pretty much through Thanksgiving.
Right.
And then I would think we would do Ricky in the beginning of December and Cindy sometime in January.
Mhm.
So maybe
So that's
Cindy,
what I threw out there to them.
okay, and maybe
Cindy
Cindy the middle of January, and Ricky could be all through December into January.
Right. Well, he
Yeah.
would be, because that would be 6 weeks.
6
Yep.
weeks, yeah. Okay. The other thing
Yeah.
is, I know it's pretty far ahead, but we'll be decorating the tree again, I presume?
Hmm.
Sue,
Sure.
do you think the Girl Scouts are still doing their business there? Probably not.
I don't know.
Okay,
I think that, yeah, it'd have to be a reach out to them.
okay. And are you guys, I was gonna save this for new business. I probably should, because we're talking art exhibits. Don't let me forget, I want to ask about Gingerbread House. Okay, all right, so let's move on to anything else in exhibits? I think we're good, right? Okay. The film festival, Jillian, did you have luck with looking into things?
Marion,
I gave it a cursory look. I think there are possibilities, but we're going to have to work on that as a group. There's going to need to be, multiple people working on it. I think it serves as a possibility for a fundraiser.
Okay,
Marion's back. She talked to the gentleman from Newtown about the Newtown Drive-In. And we could have it during the weeks, but couldn't get in on the weekends until probably April for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
oh, well, hopefully we'll be in the Playhouse by April.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would want, I suppose we could do it during the week. I just don't know. I know, and Marion, did you find out my friend is actually doing that too. She's gonna present a pilot that she did. And for one night it was $450. Did you get a price?
No, I talked to Tom Mahoney, who's the head of the town hall. The lady that would know that is out, but I have her number and I can call her tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, but when they charge for the public, it's $10 a car, however many's in the car, you know, that's how it goes. It's in the back of the town hall. You know, it has to be dark. So it has to be not too early in the summer or, you know, too late in the summer, it'll be too bright. He thought it was a good idea. He remembered that we had done a lot of events
Right.
using their facilities. And so it's just it's just another way of doing a film festival. And I just thought, well, let's look at everything.
Right.
And so that's what we
So
had.
yeah, if you could get more info on the price, because like you say, $10 a car, but do we get that money or are we splitting
No,
with
no, that's
them?
the public. If we could get whatever we want to do. It's our
$10.
film festival. That's what the public pays.
When we want to charge them for the ticket, and they would charge us $10 a car.
No, I don't think so, but
You
I'll find out tomorrow when she's
Okay.
there.
Okay. Because I think that we would be paying Newtown quite a bit. I know my friend is paying 450. I don't know if that matters how many cars show up or not. So, anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, that's approximately, you can have 42 cars, so that's approximately $10 a car.
That's all you can have is 42?
At a night, on the night. That's how they have room for.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Now, we could try it at the high school, rent our own huge screen and use the side parking lot there. I don't know how many cars would get in there. You know, I haven't ever
Park
counted.
and Rex has a big screen that they did the drive-in movie.
I'm sorry.
Park and Rec in Brookfield does have a big screen that they did the drive-in movies with.
There you go. See, now I know that up in Armenia, they have a full new drive-in. They revived it, you know, and people are using that. So it's one way of getting around the COVID.
Mhm.
So it's up to, you know, it's up to the committee. I just thought, well, let's investigate it and see what we have to do. And then I'll send everybody a text or an email on it, okay?
Okay.
When I get the price, so you can keep it in your notes and then we can discuss it at a later date,
Okay.
okay? Do you need anything else you can think of I should ask?
No, just what their fee is like for the night.
Okay,
And
all right,
yeah, so we would have to, you know, like, is the $10, we give them the 10 and then we get anything above the 10, whatever. So, you know.
yeah, so I'll find out, yeah. She
Okay.
was just out for the holiday.
Yeah. But again, I'll say my same concern is that, you know, if we use the films that we paid for and we use them, that's the end of using those films. So we're kind of risking, we've spent about $450 on films that I was just gonna transfer over to April.
Right, and that's fine too, if you want to wait till then, you know.
Well, no, I mean, we'll
Can't
have
have
to
the,
discuss.
you can't be in a place or maybe they'll lift the ban and everything. We'll get back in business.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Would make life better. Okay, yeah, and the other things we have to think of too is like collecting money, masks, them and all that stuff. That's all stuff we have to think of.
I know.
Alex, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm on the email blast from the Manhattan Shorts organizers. Maybe some of you are as well.
Yeah.
But apparently they have showings for 2020. It says it was on in Danbury last week, and it's going to be in New Milford at the Bank Street Theater, 3rd and 5th of October, 3rd and 6th of October. The Bank Street Theater is operating. I would not yet be 100% sure that those dates are good, but if they are, I would plan to go one of those dates just to see what's on offer this time around. Any concern about that?
I go.
No, I didn't even know it was that time of year, but you're right. We're almost October. I wonder why I didn't get that. I used to be on their thing.
I'll shoot it across to you and you can decide if you want to distribute it further.
Well, yeah, and does it have like a limit, how many they're letting in and all that stuff?
Oh, I'm sure they do. I couldn't get anything except the recorded showing times when I called this afternoon, but that's not surprising. They probably don't have staff there in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, that's encouraging that they're open. I
Yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Well,
Yeah, and
I
anyone, just a
did think
reminder,
that,
what'd you say?
I said I did think that just shunting the films that we chose last year to next year, for next year, it's been an interesting year in terms of what short films may have been made and may be available
True.
to, incorporate. So we may want to, if Alex, if you're willing to go sit in a theater, that would be great.
Yeah, if their precautions are good enough, I'm willing to go. But I'd talk to them first just to make sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I know we don't, they're the ones that I paid for was only about 4. We don't have to, the other ones we have are free and stuff like that. So, I agree. I bet you there are going to be some good ones made through what everyone's going through.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd be interested in going to, maybe just send the link, just reply all to when I sent the agenda out, just reply all and give the link. You don't have to do it now, but later, okay?
That's fine. Will do.
And now we're up to anything else on the film festival. So I guess we'll just keep looking. If anyone has an idea or if we want to get together as a subcommittee or something, reply all, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Long range planning, I guess I could do gingerbread right now. Everyone's okay still with a gingerbread house contest because I have to get it into the Parks and Rec flyer, right?
Well,
I don't know how many people
we can
be,
display them.
I'm sorry?
The town hall would have to be open for us to display them.
Well, it's the same thing to get into the, to
Right.
see the art exhibit,
We could also take photos of them. If we don't think there'll be enough showing, we could take photos and put them on our Facebook page.
Yes.
Well,
true.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we'll go ahead with that.
Yes.
Okay, great. Anything else for long range plans?
This is, I couldn't decide if to do it long range plans or new business, but
Well, then let's move on to new business.
okay, then I guess it's both. As you guys may remember, I've been attending, and Shannon is signed up for it too, the Walk in Their Shoes with Cultural Alliance of Western Connecticut. And when I signed up as me from the Arts Commission, also doing, just because I work at the Craft Center, and Howard's doing it too. And what the Walk in Their Shoes program is taking a look at equity and social justice and what we as members of the arts community and leaders in the arts community can do to use our positions to promote equity and social justice. It's been a very interesting 6 weeks or 2 months. I guess I've been doing it for 2 months. And I personally have learned a lot, and I just want to know, because one of the steps is to think of some actions that we can do as the Arts Commission that are sustainable to promote equity and social justice. And I want to know what you guys all think about that, or if you're willing to buy in and work with me to come up with 3 things that we can do. I mean, it could be something as simple as I had thought about committing to show 1 short film by a person of color, a director or an actor of color during the film festival every year. That's just something I thought about myself. And I'm sure there are other things that we can do. So I'm looking for, buy-in going forward as the group for this.
I'm happy to commit to that,
Okay. Okay, so
that one,
Yep.
but
Oh, I mean, is it every year? What if there aren't any good films? I don't want to choose something that's substandard just to meet some criteria.
well, again, I'm not
It
saying that
sounds
has
like
to be
every year
the
sounds
thing.
too open-ended.
Right. I'm
Well-
not saying that has to be.
Well,
the-
how about by a woman?
Well-
Well, we want to stay out of the controversy, and I think right now, if we committed to something by a woman producer, it wouldn't be as controversial.
we already have that.
I know, but
Right. I mean, see, that's the thing. We have things by women. It could be a woman of color. It doesn't have to be controversial.
Good.
So
I think we're open to any type of artwork that's presented by any type of person.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what this commitment is actually asking us to do. Do you feel as if
Well-
we're holding back on different types of people?
no, I do
No,
not
so
think that we are holding back on certain types of people. That is not what is necessarily what we're talking about. We realize that Brookfield is, let's face it, Brookfield is predominantly white. However, there are plenty of people of color, and
Yeah.
might it be an idea to ask ourselves if perhaps we are not seen as welcoming as we could possibly be, and what we could do to change that. Again, we're all volunteers and we all take time out to do this. But just, it's something to think about.
I agree. It's a good thing to think about. I just think if we,
I don't want to offend,
I
I
don't
don't
think
want
we,
to offend conservatives from not coming to the festival.
I don't want to prevent anybody.
And we did
don't
that
think you have to
by showing
advertise.
a movie about a trans girl. I mean,
I don't know,
why
but
would
if we
showing
do-
a film by a person of color do that? Why do you think that would do that?
I think we should pick the best of the best and not worry about what they are, who they are, or if they're green, purple, black, white.
Perhaps, though, have we been looking in a closed circuit?
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's the more relevant point, that should we be a little bit more outgoing in looking for high quality films by other than white male producers and directors?
Well,
I have
there
to
was-
tell you,
there-
when I look for films, I mean, like I look online, I don't know what color they are.
No,
I don't,
me
I was
neither.
talking to a guy from
Okay.
France. I was talking to somebody from South America. I assume they're a different nationality, but so, I mean,
I
maybe
don't-
not the film festival, maybe we expand our horizons.
Right,
so-
and again, I just threw that out
Right.
as an idea
Right.
that I had.
I don't know.
I think we all, I think we have a commitment to choose the best films, no matter where they come from. I don't,
do, and it
we have
doesn't just have
we're only doing white
does-
directors this year. I mean, I don't think that's where we're going at it.
Has anybody ever
Oh.
watched, I don't know if it's still on, but on Channel 2 on Saturdays at 2:00, there's always been a Black documentary film festival. And I don't, I watched it, I guess, in the fall, and they have some great films. But I just think we should stay as far away from that subject as possible.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but the films that we do try to present have a lot of meaning. And I think they do have a lot of meaning to all people of all colors. And I think several films did address racial issues very well. I think.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we've had a good variety, and certainly the Manhattan Film Festival seems to have submissions from all over the world.
Yeah, that
Um,
NAFTA football one, and then the City Lights 2, or whatever that one was called.
And the beautiful one about the girl's hair, and she was African American.
Right.
Isn't that one of the ones that?
Yes.
I mean,
We're
I
showing
think
up.
that was a beautiful and poignant film, and something to be proud of.
Right.
And, you know, so.
Well, that
Yeah.
one actually we haven't paid for because that was the part of the Academy
Won the
Awards.
Oscars.
Yes, but we didn't pay for that because he said, I'll bill you if you show them, which we didn't end up showing. If we do show it between now and then, we'll have to pay for it. But yes, that was one of the ones we were going to show. Okay. I think that what Jillian's getting at is we're trying to like walk in their shoes and broaden our reach out, our outreach. Not necessarily film festival. We have to just keep our minds open and think of other ways to be more inclusive.
No, I like that. I'm not a big fan of a quota.
Right.
You know, so many from here, so many percentage there. But I think being more conscious of looking actively across as wide a range as possible for the good quality stuff.
Right. Okay, it's an
So-
ongoing thing. Sound good?
It's ongoing thing, and we're going to touch base shortly in our process of determining our sustainable activities. So I did want to just touch base with the commission and get your buy-in, for lack of a better word.
But I don't think you got it, Jillian. I think you better table it.
Then I'll continue doing it as an individual, and you're not the only vote, Carmel.
No, I know, but I'm saying, not for anything, but there are so many great Black film festivals around.
It's not just the film festival, Carmel. That was my example.
Okay,
So,
but that's what you use.
So Jillian, are you just, I think we're all supportive of the idea, but I mean, my hesitation is to say that, that we had to have a certain quota every year. That I'm not ready to.
And I don't think that it's about a quota, but I will continue to do this as myself and on behalf of the Arts Commission. I will not, of course, say that the Arts Commission commits to until we've discussed any and all possibilities.
Okay, that sounds good.
Good, sounds fair.
Okay, that sounds good.
Well, but
right.
everybody's
Everybody
thinking, everybody
bring-
thinks about it this month.
Yeah,
Mhm.
could we all think about one thing that would be out of the ordinary, things that we could bring in and incorporate according to the guidelines that Jillian has spoken about? And if they don't fit, they don't fit, but we could begin to talk about it and that generates ideas to go further. Will that
Sounds
work,
good.
Jillian? Or do you have an immediate deadline?
No, I
There's
don't have, there's not an immediate deadline.
Okay, I just
good.
wanted to
Then
be
let's do
sure.
that. Everyone
Yeah.
thinks about it.
Marianne, I just wanted to say thank you for your openness
Oh,
to thinking about this over the month on how
Yeah.
we can incorporate.
well, you know, you poke around and you talk to this person and that person and you look at your friends and, you know, different things and ask around and you learn who people are. And it could be a Spanish person, it could be a Black person, you know, a woman. Here we are getting our right to vote. Good Lord. So look around, see who you can find and what you would think would be appropriate. And if you're in doubt, could you call or email Jillian? Jillian, is that too much more work?
No, I'm attending these meetings anyway.
Yeah, okay, thank you. But anyway,
Yeah.
and we can just check in with her and say, oh, maybe that's not quite what we're looking for. And then you don't have to waste your time on it, go in a different direction. If you want to, it's all up, we're all volunteers, so do what you can do.
Yeah, and think beyond the film festival. Think like a call out to artists and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
think out of the box and see what we can come up with.
Maybe we should do something by first responder, whether they be black, white, green, or purple.
Or one of our art shows in the town hall.
Yeah, that would be a nice
And we're
idea.
not platforming enough people of different diversity there,
Yep.
because it's all been word of mouth of who we know. And if we're
You know, and then I think you would
one
have less-
demographic, our friends are a demographic too.
Well, yeah.
And then the art would be
I,
different.
I agree, Loretta.
She's there, they
Yeah.
just keep me.
You
Loretta,
know,
that's a good
I think that would
idea.
be less controversial.
That's a good idea because, you know, we can begin to think differently about the exhibits that we put up.
Right.
And that brings the different mediums and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so we can all think of it and call each other up and ask, what do you think? Is this good or bad? Or what's Jillian thinking
Yeah.
about? That's
Yeah,
what we
good-
have
good.
on computers.
Good build, Marion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks for
Okay.
attending that. You said you and Shannon and who was the third? Oh, Howard, right?
Yeah, Howard's with the craft center though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thanks for doing that.
Is the craft center changing? Do they feel like they had, that the classes have had an impact on their selection of artwork that they show? Like, you know, how have they tried to incorporate it?
Well, there's a couple of things that we've been noodling around. And that's also, as said, I attended, yes, I signed up with the Arts Commission, but I also attended because I run the gallery and there's work we can do there
Mhm.
in terms of diversity. So we're definitely incorporating, and I'm looking in different places. That's what a lot of it has to do with, you know.
Yeah, so that's what's hard with us is all volunteers. We don't have these other places, you know, that
Well,
part of your job is
I have
doing the artwork in the other places.
I have to sit and find the other places. So,
Right.
and if I find any good other places, I'll share them this direction.
Thank you.
Okay, that's good.
That works.
I'm just reading what Shannon, I don't know if everyone sees the chat, but Shannon just sent us all. The Cultural
Yep.
Alliance is asking members to try to create more opportunities for artists of color.
Good.
So opportunities across the board. So we'll keep an open mind, okay?
Mhm.
Keep ideas going. All right.
Well, and
Um,
thank you for your reception of that.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing it to us, Jillian.
Is there anything else for new business or long-term?
Catherine, when you begin to hang the new artists that you wrote about, if you need help, please call us. I know you have the artists from,
ones
you know,
after the seniors?
yes. Mhm.
Okay, well, yeah, Jillian will tell us dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you need help, give us a call.
Sounds good.
Now John's not working, so we're around all day and all evening. We can be there if we.
Great.
we can be
Sounds
of
good.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
unfortunately, I'm back.
Right now, I'll tell the senior center artists that we'll expect to take down right before Thanksgiving.
Okay, and yeah, tell them to invite their friends. I mean, they could, 2 people go in at this,
Sure.
one who's an artist can bring a friend and they can just get the word going. So,
Sure, great.
all right. Anything else? And Jillian, you got those pictures I sent you?
Of the senior center art, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I just was waiting until town hall opened.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I was
Tell people-
also thinking, well, I guess we don't need because I sent her a bunch of pictures, but I don't know that I didn't have, the only bio I took picture of is yours, Alex.
Oh, I
So,
took them all. I took
okay,
pictures of all the bios,
great, thank you.
so I have them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we're good?
You're
Yep.
good.
I'm good.
Hopefully we'll see each other in October in person with cookies, okay?
Oh, I could come specially for that.
All right, I miss you guys.
Yeah,
See you
nice
later.
seeing you. Thanks all.
Good to
Good
see
night.
everybody.
Good night.
You,
Take
Dan.
care.
Good
Thank
night.